There is a very good reason why I am here in my kitchen holding a bar of soap. Let me explain. For a very long time, I have witnessed many folks walk into restrooms. They will use them and then walk right out without washing their hands. Now, those same folks, many of them, are part of the health committee. They are big time advocates of personal hygiene. And the interesting thing about all this is that I'm going to throw myself into the ring. I come from a generation where parents, not all of them, but many old school parents taught their children the basics. And those basics consist of the following. My mother would tell me, for example, listen, before you eat dinner, before you even approach the dinner table, make sure you wash your hands. My mother would tell me, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. You see? And here it is, right? Bar of soap. I'm gonna run the water. And the problem with society nowadays is that you have many people who have not been taught the basics, which is you take a bar of soap in your hand and then you rub them together, rub your hands together, and then you make sure that you rinse out your hands thoroughly. You might be saying to yourself, preacher man, are you trying to make fun of people who are taking this coronavirus very seriously right now? No, I'm not. I'm not trying to make fun of nobody. What I'm doing right now is letting people know. Now you see my hands are, let me get a paper towel. My hands got soap and water on them. Let me turn off the faucet. And I make sure that my hands are clean. What I'm trying to accomplish in this video is that many people felt before the coronavirus stepped on the scene, they felt that it was unnecessary to take care of themselves. They feel that, oh, I don't need to just wash my hands. I could just go to the urinal, do my thing. And even the ladies, they would just hit the restrooms, go straight to the toilets, and then they will not even flush the toilet. They would just walk right out. And they felt that they could just get through life that way. And now they have decided to just change their melodies. And I'm just here to say that if we just all simply stick to the basics, this is not rocket science. This is something that many parents from back in the days usually taught their kids. Now, of course, I know that everyone's situation is completely different. Not everyone had a mother or a father. Many of them came from foster parents or came from the system or whatever the case may be. But the point is that now I'm seeing people taking personal hygiene very seriously, and it took a virus like this to make them change their way of thinking. And it just, it's a good thing that people are actually waking up to personal hygiene, but it shouldn't take a virus to just hit you over the head, for you to wake up. You see what I'm saying? And another thing that I have to include in this video is the manipulation from the media, because they're the ones who are going out there with their blowhorns telling the public that, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. And now many people have decided to fall in line out of fear because they don't want to die. So it's just very interesting to me that I had been washing my hands way before the coronavirus, the bird flu, the swine flu, Y2K, and all these other Ks, that came in the past. I was still holding on to the things that my mother taught me. And I'm just saying that we just really need to unplug the idiot box and just return to the basics. You see what I'm saying? I mean, personal hygiene, that's something that we should all definitely always consider as something that you should do. I mean, this is, a video like this shouldn't have to be made to make people realize that, hey, you can prevent a lot of things on your own if you simply just do what you got to do. When you do what needs to be done, you are actually loving your neighbor the way you are loving yourself. When you wash your hands, right? I normally take my time to just wash my hands thoroughly. I'm doing that because I don't know who I'm going to run into. And when I run into that person, I just want to make sure that I can just extend my hand and shake that person's hand, because I want to show that person respect. You see what I'm saying? And speaking of shaking hands, throughout the day today, I ran into several people who decided to just give me the elbow. One person made a joke out of it and said, "Oh, we don't shake hands anymore. We do this with the foot." He was, elevating his ankle, and he's saying that, your ankle is supposed to touch my ankle, and then that's how we're supposed to greet each other. He made a joke out of it. But see, this joke, a lot of people are making it, they really seriously amplifying this joke to the point that they are actually, in their minds, they have decided to take it very seriously, and they don't think of it as a joke. That's why right now many folks are running to BJ's, Costco's, and many other stores trying to gather as much toilet paper and Peril, whatever you call that hand sanitizer and all that. They're just trying to gather as much of this stuff as possible because now they're afraid of death. When you really think about it, as a believer, we as Christians for the longest time have been warning the world about the coming of Christ. Nowadays, people are more, the funny thing is that the media is telling the world to take heed about this virus, and they are actually falling in line by going to these department stores and gathering up as much cleaning stuff as possible so that they could be okay. They don't want to die. But you tell them, as from a Christian's perspective, that Jesus Christ is coming, and if you don't repent and turn to him, you're going to end up in hell for all eternity. They're looking at you like, oh, what's the big deal? You see what I mean? They're more concerned about the coronavirus than the coming of Christ. And we need to pray for these folks, because what I'm seeing right now is a change in this world. I'm seeing many people falling in line with the devil's system more than ever before. A lot of people are just allowing themselves freely to be brainwashed by this system. And I'm actually seeing this. I'm witnessing this. And it's taking shape. I'm looking at the scriptures in one hand, and I'm looking at what the scriptures have said for many centuries in front of me. And I'm saying to myself, wow, the Lord's word has come to pass. That there will be pestilences, earthquakes, and many other things in various places. But he also said in Matthew 24 that do not be troubled by these things, because these things must take place. And sadly, there are a lot of, believers who have decided to just fall in line. And they are walking around with masks, and we as believers, we have to pray for those who have decided to pay more attention to the fear of man instead of the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the most important fact that all believers must have in their hearts at all times. That is what should guide us. We shouldn't allow the media to guide us. The media is not supposed to be a guide for our lives, because the media is going straight into the lake of fire with everything else attached to it. So that being said, in closing, I'm hoping and praying more than ever before, guys, that we as believers become a brighter light in the sight of others. because there are so many folks in pitch darkness right now who are really lost. You know, many times when I say that people are lost, I mean lost. You know what I mean? And we have to be that bright light. We need to be the light of Christ in their presence so that they can see the difference. We have to stop trying to blend in with the world. Yes, we have to take precaution. We have to be careful about this virus and many other viruses. Look, when my son or any one of us in my family gets sick, usually it's because of the flu. And the flu has killed many people throughout history. But are we going to just, bury our heads in the sand whenever we hear about somebody who has the flu or has anything else? No, we need to proceed as soldiers of the cross. We can't be like the world. We have to set ourselves apart from the world. That's why God himself said in the Old Testament, be holy, for I am holy. This is the Preacher Man signing out. May the Lord Yeshua, Mashiach, bless you all and your loved ones. And in Yeshua's holy name, I say, Amen. Peace.